through the stillness of the breezy summer night, where darkest demons dance in pale moonlight. Racing thoughts rush in like a relentless, defenseless, tremendous, pretentious song. Each word, each beat feels like a strike, cuts you deep, wounds you like a knife. The kind of tune that fucks up your whole night, makes you want to take your whole life. But stand up strong, knowing tomorrow is a new day. It's time to move the fuck on, tell the losers who screwed you thinking they did not a fucking thing wrong to get the fuck on. Through the pain I find my way, turning the night back into day. I won't let the darkness steal my sight. I'm moving on to what feels right. Watch me rise from the ash and clay. Tomorrow's mine, a brand new day. So all you haters talking shit, I'ma let you dig yourself a ditch. I'ma bury you alive. Just with happiness, watch me as I thrive. In this world full of darkness, I'm mistook in method. Just watch me work my magic. Cause you know deep down I'm that bitch. Won't stand up strong, knowing tomorrow is a new day. It's time to move the fuck on. Tell the losers who screwed you, thinking they did not a fucking thing wrong to get the fuck on. Through the pain, I'm on my way, turning the night back into day. I won't let the darkness steal my sight. I'm moving on to what feels right. Watch me rise from the ash and clay. Tomorrow's mine, a brand new day. So all you haters talking shit, I'ma let you dig yourself a ditch. I'ma bury you alive. Just with happiness, watch me as I thrive. In this world full of darkness, I'm mistook in method. Just watch me work my magic. Cause you know deep down I'm that bitch.
The feds is
damn Crystal, it was all I could do to draw a jam, not to explode. I wanted to get my fucking car right then and there, drive down the couple hours it takes, tear that goddamn trailer door off, and fucking kill her. You understand me? It was all I could do, sister, to hold my goddamn cool. And I did it well. But I'll tell you what, son, if that had been a few years back, that evil, goddamn sick, twisted bitch would have destroyed me. I wanted to fucking kill her, Crystal. I mean, I wanted to stab her right in the goddamn eye. And I meant that. I had that thought just for a fucking blink of an eye. And I don't know, sister, I had a lot of emotions real quickly going and happening right then and there. Right all at once. And there was a calmness. Because I knew she was just using it as a weapon. And thank the Lord that somebody heard my prayers. Because I held my shit together in front of all them people. What an evil bitch. What an evil fucking bitch. I was so mentally messed up, girl. That's why I quit teaching school. You know, she's an evil bitch. An evil bitch. Her kids needs took away. Her kid. These people are goddamn evil. That's why. I mean, is there any line that they won't fucking cross? Any fucking line that they won't cross. I'm going to fucking destroy them one way or another. One way or another. I don't know how. I don't know when. But I'm very patient. I'm a patient fucking bitch. Hope it did piss her off. Because, yeah, that's what I've held back too. About her getting on him. The evil, sadistic fucking goddamn raping fucking bitch to destroy a man's manhood. And, you know, possibly do some fucking physical and psychological damage to him. You know, putting your goddamn chemo coonie on his fucking dick and making making him have chemical fucking burns. Oh, I'm gonna eat this bitch alive. I've known about this for a while. Her and her kitty porn fucker Frank Light. She might be in on that kitty porn, you know. I'm gonna destroy that bitch. I tell you what, Crystal, it's a good goddamn thing. I felt that when Tiffany Ree, I felt that same way when Tiffany Ree said it about your fucking sister. And I didn't say fucking sister, but I'm mad. I felt the same way about Tiffany Ree when she said that about your sister. And it's a good goddamn thing that I am further away from that fucking bitch than my fucking car will make it. Because I swear to God, Crystal, oh God, son, now my ass is thinking evil. But I've got to calm down. I'm going to smoke me a doobie. Hell, I might even go get me a fucking Xanax somewhere. I don't know. But I've got to calm down. You got to give me a minute. Phew. I got to think hard and think right where I'm going to get her. And I'll fuck Andy Bernard if it's the last thing I fucking do and send her the goddamn pictures. I will. I'll make you use a condom, so I have to have her stink piss on me.
Hold on, that was something else that doesn't belong there. Okay, so the reason I wanted to show those is because I want to offer Shay a link. Since she came over the other day and accused me of using a cuss word in the same sentence as Summer's name, which I probably did. But nothing can be worse than the things Shay has said or done. So you know what? Just to make sure y'all hear all of that, we're going to play it a second time. I want you to look at the pictures. This is a school teacher. Shay claims to be a school teacher. This is what she promotes. Is this what she teaches her students? I'm really curious. What kind of school teacher are you, Shay? I'd like to see your certificates. You're welcome to grab a link. You lying bitch. I've had enough. Told you I was going to come back with these messages, and I did. Let's listen again, since you're so kosher.
Damn, Crystal, it was all I could do to draw a jam, not to explode. Damn, Crystal, it was all I could do to draw a jam, not to explode. I wanted to get my fucking car right then and there, drive down the couple hours it takes, turn that goddamn trailer door off, and fucking kill her. You understand me? It was all I could do, sister, to hold my goddamn cool. And I did it well. But I'll tell you what, son, if that had been a few years back, that evil, goddamn sick, twisted bitch would have destroyed me. I wanted to fucking kill her, Crystal. I mean, I wanted to stab her right in the goddamn eye. And I meant that. I had that thought just for a fucking blink of an eye. And I don't know, sister, I had a lot of emotions real quickly going and happening right then and there, right all at once. And there was a calmness because I knew she was just using it as a weapon. Thank the Lord that somebody heard my prayers because I held my shit together in front of all them people. What an evil bitch.
Little Dev.
What an evil fucking bitch. I was so mentally messed up, girl. That's why I quit teaching school. You know, she's an evil bitch. An evil bitch. Her kids needs took away. Her kid. These people are goddamn evil. That's why. I mean, is there any line that they won't fucking cross? Any fucking line that they won't cross? I'm going to fucking destroy them one way or another. One way or another. I don't know how. I don't know when. But I'm very patient. I'm a patient fucking bitch. Hope it did piss her off. Because, yeah, that's what I've held back too. About her getting on him. The evil, sadistic fucking goddamn raping fucking bitch to destroy a man's manhood. And, you know, possibly do some fucking physical and psychological damage to him. You know, putting your goddamn chemo coonie on his fucking dick and making the, you know, making him have chemical fucking burns. Oh, I'm going to eat this bitch alive. I've known about this for a while. Her and her kitty porn fucker, Frank Light.
Marlena, I'm so glad you joined my chat. I hope you've been keeping up with the comments. I've been leaving you back on that video you've been commenting on. I'd like you to grab a link because I'm going to go over some stuff about you today. JSB did this to me and cussing me and everything. Yeah, she's a psycho. I'm not sticking up for Jody Sue. My point here was to show Shay how Shay comes out here and thinks she's perfect. I'm trying to get my whole face in the view without my name covering me. You know, I think Jody's more suspect than Marlena. That's to be 100% honest with you. I want to jump ahead. You guys heard this. Let me go to Ziggy's channel. Ziggy hasn't been on, but this is fucking bothering the hell out of me. This isn't fair. It's not fair that Ziggy's doing it to Marlena when Marlena's out here trying to talk and now she feels trapped where she has to come out here and talk because Prayer Garden did some crazy shit to her. Not only Prayer Garden, but other creators. It's not just Prayer Garden. Now, I want you to read these. I want to go over these messages with you on Ziggy's. Proof the RSO, Bradley Hayes, is the brother of Marlena's baby daddy. You know what? What does the brother of Daniel Hayes have to do with Summer? What does that Marlena's ex being brothers to this man have to do with Summer? And why are you putting that out there? Why are you doxing her whole fucking family and his whole family? Marlena could probably confirm and make sure that I'm correct on my information, but that man has another child that Marlena took care of that's older. So when you put him out, you're putting his other child out. Do you know that? People are going to go search for him. They're going to look into everything about him. Hey, there's Marlena. Hi, honey. How are you? You there?
Yes, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. So do you want to tell us about Daniel and your relationship with him so that we could stop all the rumors right now? Just stop them dead in their tracks.
Daniel Hayes is my kid's dad. I was with him for 14 years. That is his mama's obituary. We had nothing to deal with doing with Summer's disappearance whatsoever.
I believe you. I believe you, Marlena, and I told you why I believe you. The reason I believe you is because I feel the way I've been attacked from Lips and Linda, the things they've done to me just to keep my family ties away. because I did find out I have family ties, and I'm going to try to confirm that right here with Marlena. Okay? I don't know if she knows my family, but we're going to do that. But these people have caused hell in so many
I mean,
people's
I
lives.
can't even get it. I mean, the PG has caused so much hell and so much chaos, and so is Lips. That's when I first talked to Lips. On the first thing, I asked her not to share any of my videos, not any of my content, not to even show any of my recorded messages, videos, anything that I had sent her, and she still disrespected me and done it. Then I heard tonight that PG is going to let all my stuff out that I didn't know she was recording me on our private messages, and she did that, and she said she's going to let it
You know,
out tonight.
Marlena, can I tell you something? I live in the great state of Pennsylvania, and I believe Prayer Garden's from Pennsylvania. And
No,
as
she's
soon as
not. She's
I
from
make sure,
Ohio. She's
huh?
from Ohio. She's from Ohio. Her name is Kathy Morrison.
Are you
Go on
positive
Ziggy.
about that?
Go on Ziggy's TikTok page. She's got it up
Okay,
there
so
where
Kathy
Ziggy and
Morrison,
her's
if that's
talking.
your
It says
name,
her name's Kathy.
If that's your name, Kathy Morrison, I would like to know if you know a woman named Barb Chilzer, because she's now living in Ohio and she's caused a lot of shit, and she works with she's friends with the people through the family, through my new boyfriend. Okay, because they're all family. My new boyfriend's part of this family that is playing this fuck shit.
Matter of fact, Crystal, I have the video that I saved. I will send it to you if you'll tell me how to get to a link or somehow
You're
to get a
gonna
hold
have
of
to
you.
send it. You're gonna have to send it through email because they silenced me on Facebook. I have not had a Facebook ban in at least 2 years,
Are
and
you the one who was up on what's her name's panel the
I
other
am
day
now
on
banned for 180 days from Facebook.
You're the one that was up on Remain Calm's thing the other night, wasn't you? That she posted.
Yes. Yes. Yep. So my question
And
is, how
is there, wait a minute, let me ask you a question. Is there any way that we can shut these MFers down and put charges against them with them using my daughter's picture, my name, my family's name when they had no permission?
that's what we're going to look into, Marlena, and I'm going to help you every step of the way to do that. I promise you. That's exactly what we're going to look into. And that's what I've been working for the last 2 years since I've caught them laundering my father's company money. Marlena, I want to ask you, are you related to any Stanleys from Pittsburgh?
No.
You took a pause there. This is really important because they're my cousins.
Sorry. Sorry, no. I'm not kin to any Stanleys.
Okay, you're kin to the Morlocks though, right?
No, my half sister is.
Okay. So my aunt is Rosemary Elliott. Her father was a Elliott, her mother was a Morlock. And they're from your area. I would like you to see if you can ask around for me and get any information on them that you possibly can, because I think it might play into this. I'm not sure how.
What do you know what I mean, do you know if they're buried down here?
No, she's still alive and they live in Arizona now. My cousins were part of the skinheads, the KKK, like big time up here in Pittsburgh. My uncle's name's Ronnie. My aunt's name is Rosemary, but she is, before a Stanley, she's a Rosemary Elliott. So if you could
So
help me with that.
wait a minute, is she a Morlock or is he a Morlock?
Who?
Your uncle's
No,
name. What was his
just
name
she.
again?
No, just she is. Rosemary and my cousins would be her children. Yeah, they would be related to Morlocks and Elliots.
What's their name?
Sean, Stephen, and Ronald, Jason, and Darren.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of them?
What's your uncle's name? No, I mean I'll only be 38. I
Ronnie?
don't know how old you are.
Yeah, they're older. Well, Jason and Darren would probably be your age. But what was your question again? Can you say that again? Oh,
I mean,
his
have they
my
been down here
uncle,
for a long
my
time?
uncle's name. No, they haven't lived in Tennessee. See, that's my problem. They haven't lived in Tennessee. My Aunt Rosemary lived in Tennessee prior to getting married. She hasn't been back. She's been to Pitt. She married my uncle. They had 5 kids together. She moved from Pittsburgh to Arizona. However, her family is still in Tennessee.
Okay, I'll do my best. I'm not gonna promise anything, but I'll do my best.
Okay, I'd
Since
appreciate that. But in the
since
meantime,
I am in
another
Tennessee,
question I
I
have,
don't care to help you.
huh?
I said, since I am in Tennessee and I'm down this way, I don't care to help you.
And I don't care to help you since you're helping me because this is very important and I need to find all the information I can out about her relationships down there. Only because I do believe that I had found the red truck and I'm waiting for TBI or Clairton or somebody to say something. I do believe that that truck is here in Pittsburgh and I do believe it's connected to Lips and Linda. So,
I don't know who Linda is, but I know who Lips is.
okay, Linda
She
is
came
Linda.
at she came at me and was saying stuff on having her to, well, she contacted my friend and said that she needed to talk to me. And then she went on Andrew's panel and said that she's talked to me this whole time in the last 3 years. I haven't talked to her until the other day, the first time in 3 years, four
Who,
years almost.
Lips?
Lips, yes. And she tells me that there ain't nothing she could do about owning the rights to what she has. Wrong answer. Because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have your rights. I'm the hard copy. I'm the
Well,
one
and
that got power.
let me tell you, I feel like Lips chopped your interview with her up. She put rain and music in the background. You couldn't hear it. It didn't make sense, and I think it made it look another way than it actually was.
Yep. PG even made a Facebook account for Jimmy Long. It made him get it like they were playing in the chat to make me look like I was bad. And the reason I wanted Australian to Australia, Phoebe Australia, to apologize to me. Let's make this clear so everybody knows, and I know that you get a lot of views too. Let's make this clear. She offered this dude 10 grand to tell her where he was and showed her own body where she had just had surgery of her boobs being done. I've got the messages, I got receipts.
Let me tell
And
you something. I've been harassed by Phoebe, not only in my chat, but on my Facebook. Phoebe has been a shit starter, and I just don't know what the hell her problem
She
is.
she supports PG's page. So just to
Yeah,
let
a lot.
everybody know, everybody thinks that I'm not coming out with my own page. Y'all are sorry. I mean, y'all are wrong, and I don't care who's laughing at me or who's not. I'm the one that's got the most information that I know is true. I can prove the truth. So, y'all can just keep believing whatever YouTuber you want to believe because it's really got really chaotic. And I'm so sick of it. And then, PG gets on there and she downs me about not, she turns completely around on me and then, says something about my Cash App and this and that. That was her idea. I had her on recording when she said it was her idea to drop it in there, not mine. I ain't out here for money. And two, I have PG turned on me because the simple fact is she was using me to play me to get the information because of the brother in law I have.
And
And then
that's
once I
not your
didn't give it
fault.
up, she turned against me.
Do you think that your brother-in-law, Daniel's brother, the one that
No,
Ziggy's
not
talking
him.
about,
And that is the wrong Bradley that they got him messed up with. That is not the one that was charged with sexual abuse. His brother has never ever been charged with any kind of sexual charges. He's never been in trouble. He's a straight and narrow man. So
what
whoever
do
they
you
got that
think
mixed up
about
with is not even him.
what do you think about the YouTubers coming up here and just throwing names because they see a name in an obituary and they think it's the same person? What do you think that that does to families? What have you been impacted with your daughter? How has that helped your recovery? What have they done to make that worse for you? Can we
What
please
have
get
they
that
done
out
to make
there?
it worse for me? Listen, I'm homeless and I live in a car for a reason. For people that wants to sit and talk about me and all that, this is why that I can't never get a job and I can't get ahead because there's people on here that is lying and saying whatever they want to and twist everything that they want to and edit out and do whatever and not the real thing. Because if you all would quit doing that and really get your facts straight and be 100% on that, Summer would have already been found by now because they are all causing chaos
And
and
distraction.
and
I agree.
distraction, and they are not focusing on Summer. They're worried about some YouTuber hearing something on one YouTube and they calling in, and it's misleading. Y'all are
You know
keeping
what?
from the real people doing that. But back to your question, it has impacted my life really bad. I've had to step up patrol around my kid. I've had to, not let her go nowhere and watch who she moves with and what she doesn't do with. And before you all think that I'm a piece of shit mother, that I just handed my daughter over to my sister,
Mm-mm.
that's a wrong thing. I handed her over because that was the best life for her because I couldn't provide for her. And I handed her over before CPS even stepped in. Period. I did
Which
my
family
best choice of my
members?
youngin'.
Can I ask you which family members of yours Lips has harassed or called or gotten information from? Because she came out stating that your family gave her this information back in the day and that they were helping her to take your child from you.
I'm the only one that had talked to Lips. And she didn't have my family wasn't helping her take her from me. That was wrong. That was a lie.
I
She might have
agree.
called CPS on me because of the way I was living. And I about bet she does because, the other day when Andrew got off the live, he said he had CPS at his door. Well, guess who was in the background? Lips. Do you know who else showed up at my friend's house that Lips was talking to? A CPS worker the same exact day. Funny, huh? Just a quinky dink, right?
Yeah. See, that's
And I'm
crazy
not,
to me.
yes, and you know
How do
what? I'm
you
gonna get
think
on
it
your channel. No,
impacts?
wait a minute. I'm gonna get on your channel and I'm gonna tell everybody. Yes, I was a former drug head. Yes, I have done stuff that I'm not proud of. But yes, that is a part of my past that I am letting go of and moving on. But I can't do that with you all on here running your all's mouth and doing things that you also supposed to be doing. Period.
Isabella left a comment. She said that PG said Marlena SA'd her daughter. How does that make you feel to hear accusations like that?
I did not sexually abuse my daughter or my sister-in-law never sexually abused my daughter. She's taken that and turning it around because she of what Jody Sue said that, my daughter was over there and this and that. No, my daughter was never really sexually abused. I've got receipts and I've got paperwork and I've got doctor's
Maybe.
validation for that.
Thank you for that. Now, can I ask you, what are your exact feelings? Because you and I had spoken messenger once. I don't know if you remember, but you had told me that Andy and Jody were the dealers for Dawn and Candace. Is there truth to that still?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me about that, please?
Um, I was just like I said, I was up there. I mean, I was up there from time to time. Yes, that was back when I was younger. Yes, I was doing the wrong things or whatever, but I've come to wake up a lot when my daddy passed away and asked me to stop doing the things that I did and all that, and I have. So I've been clean for almost 4 years now. And
I'm
it
so proud
is
of you.
hard every day. It's so hard every day with just all of the YouTubers talking about how big of a drug addict I am and this and that and blah, blah, blah. You know what? That is not irrelevant to Summer Wells's case.
No, but I think
My
Jody
personal
and
life,
Andy,
but my personal life is not irrelevant or, who I'm doing, what I'm doing, and who whatever I'm doing. It don't have nothing to do with the Summer Wells case. So it's none of nobody's business what dude
right?
I'm sleeping with or who I'm talking to or this or that. It's none of y'all's business. If you all would
Oh,
focus
I
more on
agree.
the truth about Summer Wells and what getting the truth, then you know what? This world would be a better off. And then y'all have spreaded lies. All the
Wait,
YouTubers have spread it,
Marlena,
not
Marlena,
just
can you hold
not
on?
you, but
Calm
the
down,
spreading
girl.
lies.
My suggestion is to you to not come in here and tell people to stay off panel. That's none of your business. And I think that Marlena has been quiet for 3.5 years and not said much at all. So we're getting information that Prayer Garden and those really don't want to put out because they don't go after things that may be important to Summer's case. Instead, they come out, they ask bullshit questions, and then they go on the attack. And that doesn't get us anywhere for Summer. So, like,
Yes,
my
ma'am,
question,
they
I
do.
think
They
we
go on
got a little
attack.
sidetracked here. We got a little sidetracked here, but my question was to you, Marlena, can you tell me a little bit about what you knew about Andy and Jody selling drugs to the Wells?
Um, I've been up there, like I said, a couple of times and hung out up there. Of course, that was back in my younger days when I first met them or whatever. And she would call Jody Sue to buy her pot and whatever else that she needed.
Was it
And
always just
Jody,
weed?
huh?
Was it always just weed, or did they have other things?
They had other things.
Was Andy known to be a big dealer in the area?
That I know of, no. I just think that that was somebody quiet and they knew that they could get it off of without being, a big, without really going anywhere or, spending the extra money for gas or whatever.
Hey, do you remember the James Light bust at all when they had that big bust in the area?
Yes, I do.
Okay, do you know that Jody and Andy were part of that operation and that that's the arrest they were arrested for?
I don't know, and I'm not trying to act like I do know something when I don't. I don't know if they were, but I know that the bus came and it rounded up several people, and I will not talk about James Lott because he has passed on. He is no
Right.
longer with us, and I do not speak of the dead, and I hate people that do that, that bring up my family
What do
members
you
that's
think
dead and all
about,
that.
have
Right
you
here,
heard,
this right here with this obituary, I wasn't married to her son. Because Daniel is not my husband. He's just my kid's dad. But I took care of that woman, and that right there pisses me off because that right there shouldn't even be any part of the Summer Wells case whatsoever.
do you, what do you know? Am I able to ask you a little bit about Frank Light? The only reason I want to ask is because Squall came out pounding after him with a story that he put her in a diaper, gave her a beer, drugged her, tried to rape her, but she screamed too loud, and then she got away and he stopped. But she come out here calling him a
I
predator, and
don't
of
know
course
who
we know that
friend.
he
Who
is.
did you say? Who did you say?
Frank Light. Frank
I
Light.
don't know who that. I don't know who Frank Light is.
Okay, he lived on Light Holler, or he still lives there. And I believe, in my opinion, that he may have possibly been, he was arrested for
Okay,
kitty
Frank Light lives on the Hawkins County side or the Sullivan County side because there's two Light
Sullivan.
Hollers.
The Sullivan. Or the Hawkins. It would be by where your family is. That Light Holler.
That's Sullivan County side.
Yeah. Okay. I
And
don't
he's
know.
the one that got charged with the pedophile, right?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't know that until when Summer went missing and I looked it up and it told me where the pedophile was in that area. I never knew he was a pedophile. I never talked to him.
Okay, well, here's something I want to tell you. His sister Annie has since disappeared, but she's the one that turned him in, turned in the thumbnails, found the thumbnails in his pocket, and the way she's playing games on Summer's case here with Scott H and many other people, it almost has me feeling like, and I hate to say this because I might get attacked for saying this, but she may have set her brother up to go down for kitty porn. And it bothers me because Annie won't come back up and talk, and she ignores me. She doesn't grab a link. She refuses to speak to me. She will only go into certain chats like Scott's and Squall's, and she causes a lot of chaos. They come out, her and Scott didn't know each
Okay,
other. Now
is that
they're
dude's
cousins.
daddy? Wait a minute, is that dude's daddy Grady Lott?
Yes. Yes. And he has a brother named Roy, a sister named Lisa. There's a whole bunch of them.
Okay, Stanley Dykes is married to one of them, one of the girls.
Lisa. Yes. She is the Pell's mom, the one that's married to Jeremy Pell. She is the one married to Dykes, and I'm very happy you brought his name out because now you gave me permission to talk about him. Can you tell me about Stanley Dykes Trucking Company?
No, I can't, and I'm not getting into the Stanley thing.
Okay.
I
There's a
can't,
meeting.
and I won't because I love Stanley to death. And
Okay.
I just rather not mention him any involvement with anything because I am way too close to some of his family members to be even doing
Okay.
that, and
So
I'm not
here's
going to
my
do that.
thing. I don't think that he had anything to do with Summer going missing. However,
No, I know that for a fact he did not have anything to do with Summer Wells missing because I know that for a fact, and I'm too close to his family members to even be. I'm
okay,
not even
so here's my
speaking. I'm
question.
not even speaking on Stanley.
The reason I asked you about the trucking company, because across the street from the trucking company is that store, that hardware store thing where the storage units are. Well, in those storage units in that area and in that store was a man named Skelton, James Skelton. Now, he is on the registry for child SA. So I wasn't accusing Stanley. When I go to that direction, it's because I think if was there a possibility Candace may have stopped there with Summer, because I feel that this man
Gosh.
Skelton could have
Oh, she's
followed
sorry.
Candace home.
I don't know about skeleton. I just know that Stanley would never do anything like that. Ever.
Okay. We'll move on from that because my questions really weren't about Stanley. But you do know that Jeremy had gotten on YouTube and said that he seen a black, or his wife seen a black truck, and that they seen Candace coming out of the woods. There was, you know what? Actually, let me, while you're on here, that's
Are you
actually,
talking about Stephanie's husband, Jeremy?
yes. Let me show
Hell.
you. I'm going to show you a video. Hold on, I have to go find it. I have to go to JLR's page. Hold on, I'm not.
Hush, baby. Hold on. Hush. Hold on. Let me get my dog.
No, go ahead. Okay, just let me know when you're back. I got the video. Let me come in the chat. Hi, Lolly's Birdborn. I just popped in. I see chat comment above that says Per Gordon was pretending to be the Jimmy dude. Is that what was said? Yes, that's what Marlena just said, that Per Gordon was making that up and pretending to be this guy. He threatened to make me disappear.
No, what was the question? Sorry. I had to get my
Okay,
dog.
no question. I just want you to watch this video with me, okay? I'm going to mute. And let's just listen. It's a 13-minute video, if that's okay. But I think it's important that you hear this because maybe you can help clear some of this up or give us some more information on it. Because I think what Mr. Pell had to say was important.
Okay. I'll listen.
Investigates justice for Summer
Oh, and one
Wells.
more thing, before we go on with this, I also want you to know that Jeremy Pell has been running true crime content since like 2016 on other platforms, and I've shown that. So that bothers me a little bit. But here, let's just watch this.
He
Where
done
is-
what? Sorry. You
Thank you for-
skipped.
On an Apple podcast, I have it shared. He has been continuously doing true crime content since 2016, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I just thought you would find that interesting. Okay.
I did find that interesting.
By the way, everyone, and we are actively trying to find out what happened to Summer Wells, and we're trying to get answers here. I want everyone to watch this video I'm about to show, watch and listen, and then we will discuss. Check it out. So this is a neighbor of Don and Candace Wells, and he provides insight about the day Summer was reported missing and events that happened before Summer Wells was reported missing and after Summer Wells was reported missing. Let's go through it and then we will discuss.
Let me tell you a strange story that no one knows. The day that Summer Wells went missing, my wife messaged Candace Wells on Facebook asking her if there's anything that they needed. Pretty common question. I'm not sure.
So right there, this individual here and his wife know Candace and Don Wells. The wife, his wife, like he said,
Talks too much. Can't you just let the video play?
messaged
Come on, man.
Candace Wells. Let's go on.
In that situation, if there be such a thing as a common answer, but the response was a 6-pack of Mountain Dew. That's
So they asked Candace, his wife asked Candace, is there anything they can do to help? And Candace replies, a 6-pack of Mountain Dew. Now, whether that was Candace that replied or not, or someone using her account, could have been Don or somebody else, but the reply that they got was a 6-pack of Mountain Dew.
I just want to say real quick, this is a brief snippet of Jeremy Pill. I have his podcast from Apple Podcast or whatever it was on my channel in lives, but I want to go over that again. Marlena, maybe tomorrow night, if you'd like to come back up and we can listen to his whole 2-hour podcast, because it has a lot more information in it. This is just a quick snippet because you came up on my panel and I didn't expect it. So
I'm
just listen
sorry
to
that
this.
I just popped up unexpected.
I'm going to play the whole podcast at another time because he gives so much more detail on his own podcast.
Hey, do me a favor, since you got some viewers. If all of you all ever see my daughter's face or any of that on anybody else's YouTube channel, please report that. Because I know it's not allowed.
I know I've shown the slip and slide video. Is that a problem?
No, that's not a problem. I bet, I think I have maybe had contact with you one time.
I've never put your child's face out there. I want you to know that. And I think it's disgusting that these YouTube creators just go finding underage children, attack the families, the parents, and then post their pictures all over YouTube, because you know what's going to happen.
I don't like that they're going and stalking my Facebook and pulling pictures of my daughter and pictures of me and putting them up like that. I didn't give nobody permission to get anything off of any of my Facebook. I've taken some of your
pictures, but I haven't used them in a hard way. They're just for my thumbnails or whatever. You know what I mean? But my thing is with this is Marlena's child is underage. She has to grow up. She already knows, and Marlena admits to her faults. And Marlena, please don't take this personal. That child has already been through a lot in her life. Do you understand that?
She has lost all of her family members and everything.
When YouTubers come out here and they put her picture out here and they talk about her mama, they attack her mama and her father, because now we're going into her father's family. This little girl will have to grow up and live with that for the rest of her life. Do you guys understand that? The mental issues that you are causing Marlena's daughter? You say you care about children, you're here for summer, but you're putting an underage child's picture online. Anybody can come take that child because you're putting that child's picture out here like that. I think it's utterly disgusting, and it needs to stop. Quit putting her child's pictures out here. I'm going to say it. Quit putting her child's photographs on YouTube and quit trying to tell stories for her father and her mother when they're not coming out of their mouths. It's not fair to the child. Whether you agree with Marlena or not, that baby didn't do nothing. I can't even come out here and say her name. I don't think it's fair. I think it's an attack on a child. And I hope that one day when answers come, all the people that did that, I hope they all go to prison. You are putting that child in danger, even speaking about her, saying her name, and putting her photograph out here. Grow up and be mature with your content. Be responsible.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. Now let's go back to Jeremy Pill.
But like I was saying, before you hold that up or play that, do you know that my daughter had lost her Uncle Boo the day after she lost her Uncle Boo, after the day that she lost Summer Wells? She has lost her grandmother, her papa. She has lost the boy that she went to school with. She has lost many family members in just this 3-year period. And then there's people up here getting and saying that I sexually molested her. You know what? If I sexually molested her, please find that information. Please find that information that I was charged with that.
Even if that was the case, Marlena, I don't believe that you did. But even if that was the case, if she was SA'd, you're re-offending somebody who was offended. And you're putting an underage child's business online.
And I
Do
get
you
on here and
understand that?
I get on here and yes, I do get a little hot-headed, especially when they're talking about my dead loved ones, period. My family members and just whatever else that they want to throw on here. Yes, I do get hot-headed because you know what? You don't know anything about me. So why would you go and post anything about me if it didn't come out my own mouth?
Or it was
Because you
from
know what? That's just putting me open at risk. That's putting my daughter open at risk. It's putting my family members open at risk. And you know what? The dead is dead and they're at peace and they're resting. Leave them alone. Leave their name out of this.
Well, I do have some questions about your dad, only because of things Dawn said, but we'll save that for another
And
day if you
I
want to
don't
come
care.
back.
I don't care to answer them. I do not care to answer them. It's just that people are taking stories and running with them when they don't know the truth.
Twisting and turning and making it into something it isn't, and it causes confusion and chaos in the case of Summer Wells. You're not going to find her when you make things up, and I believe it's a distraction, and I think it's a distraction done on purpose to shield the people who are involved, not only in Summer's disappearance, but in the money laundering and all the shit that has gone on here on YouTube. And I think it's quite disgusting, and it
And
doesn't help Summer's case
let's just
to
make this
bring another
clear.
child out.
Let's make this another clear. I don't do this for money. I have not even talked to Crystal behind the scenes. I have not whatsoever.
Once. And
Well,
you did
once back
ask me
in
for
the,
$500 once, and you did ask me for $500.
I think
However,
that was to rent me a house to keep my kid.
it probably was, but you could have said that. You was a little snappy, but I don't blame you. You know what I mean? I'm sure you've had a million people reach out to you and you've been harassed. That's why I didn't continue my conversation. When you said you were done with it, I stopped talking. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to come on and harass you. Just now, all the shit that's been, and I remember, Marlena, I told you, don't jump on panels. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, you're going to fuck up. I'm telling you, I'm giving you an opportunity to come out here and speak. I don't know if you remember our conversation, but,
That was so long ago, and there's so much that's happened, and so much I've been through, and I really that like some of the YouTubers that I talked to then and all that. Some of it's fault. I
well,
guess
here's
more
the
or less,
thing. Back
you
then,
know.
you were in active addiction, and now you're sober, and you're trying to get your shit together and get your daughter back, right? That's what I'm seeing. I
Yes,
can hear your voice. You don't sound like you're using to me.
that's what
So,
PG said too, and then she turned it around that I was.
no, I'm not gonna. I don't do that, Marlena. You're safe on my panel and in my chat. I'm not even reading it because I'm not going to listen to the attacks. However, I will go through them later. And if anybody wants to attack a panel guest on my channel, just get the fuck out of my chat right now, because that's how we're playing it. If you ain't got nice shit to say, and if it ain't about finding Summer, just roll the fuck on.
That's the way I'm
Okay?
going to be with
This is
mine. If
not an
you ain't going to
attack
do that,
on Marlena. This is for answers for Summer and to unwind some of the shit that they've been doing. Luckily enough, I got Marlena on my panel early enough to do that. She hasn't been out here that long, like Jody Sue, who continuously comes out here every day and doesn't show Summer Wells' face. Jody, to me, is more of a suspect than Marlena is. I'm sorry. Just because Marlena was up on the property of the Wells and knows things about there, then maybe we should listen to her instead of attack her. Does that make sense? You're not going to get anywhere if you, one, don't ask the proper questions, two, don't show the proper content, and three, just misconstrue things people say and turn it into something else. Like Tiffany Marie taking little tiny clips and putting them on her channel, which I haven't even watched yet. But the shit's done. It ain't going to happen on my channel. Marlena has an opportunity to come over here and tell her story without nobody attacking her. Because I think what people did is bullshit. But go ahead, Marlena. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's fair, and I absolutely love you for that. That I love you, that you are the person that is saying, let's hear Marlena out. Let's believe her because she was there. Not everybody was there. That's the problem, is because you all are taking my stuff and twisting it around, or whoever's taking it and twisting it around and editing it
Hey,
out and
hold
all
on a
that.
minute. Hold on a minute. Hey, when Evil entered, I have a question for you. I would like to see the video that you said you seen of Andrew Andy on the street, I would like to see proof of it, because you're on here saying we need more misinformation. Well, you have yet to show proof, and I think you're fucking full of shit, and I think your channel's full of shit, and I think you're crooked. So here's what we're going to do. You put your shit out, and I'm banning you. Stay the fuck out of my chat, okay? All right, honey. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go on, and I want you to listen to this.
Thank you for standing behind. No, I want to tell you, Crystal, thank you for standing behind me and standing up for me. Because you know what? This chaos that's happened, that would make somebody suicidal and kill themselves and make them want to go back and do the
I
things they
heard you
used to
say
do.
that the other day. I heard you say that the other day, and that broke my heart. I have an ex-husband who committed suicide. And I take that shit serious. And Jody Sue got on there in Prayer Garden. They're all saying things about it. Jody recorded it. Like, that's not funny. That's not a joke. And if that's really how Marlena is feeling, are you guys proud of yourself? Are you? Does that make you proud that you made somebody feel in a position that they had to go take their lives because you had to get on here and be a big bully and couldn't ask the real questions? Now, I'm not saying not last week, the week before, and I told Marlena this. I was critical. I've been critical, but that's because of the way Prayer Garden puts shit out. Do you understand the questions Prayer Garden asks? And they're not relevant to some are going missing. Now, us covering this Jeremy Pell, that would be relevant. The shit that Fred said about Marlena and her dad, that would be relevant. Why isn't Prayer Garden showing that shit to Marlena and asking questions about that? Making up people's names, bringing them out here, pretending to be people. Sorry.
She's fake and two-faced. She is fake and two-faced. Just an old cackling hen has got everybody over there eating out of her hand and making her money and doing like she's not done nothing wrong. You know what? Just the way she talks, it about sounds like that she's running a cult. And I've got asked several times about that, about a cult being down here. No, I don't reckon there is one down here, but if PG's the one that's running the cult.
No,
apparently she wants to know. I mean, but just the way she's doing it, that's a cult. When you got all them people in your life and you're taking up for just certain ones or whatever, you're protecting those. That's like you being a mother hen or whatever, but you are turning your back on people that is giving you the right information. And then that's like she says she talks to Fred Hill and all that. Well, you know what? If you talk to Fred Hill, that's cool, because you know what? I got a message for Fred Hill. He better get his ass back in Tennessee. And I know that he's supposed to be in a rehab center, and he's supposed to be there, not up north with his wife.
I feel like he's on the run or something. They went
completely He is on the run. He is on the run. I have receipts to show that he's supposed to be, it's court ordered for him to be in rehab in Knoxville, and he's not there.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to send you, because I have no access to Facebook. I'm going to put my email address right here in the chat right now. Hold on. I'm going to mute. My son just came in.
And please call me Marlena, not Marlo or Marlene, like Phoebe does. Everybody gets so sidetracked because she can't even say my name, and she types.
Prayer Garden does that on purpose. Prayer Garden definitely does that on purpose. She says words purposely wrong, like bagging suit. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. She does it.
Or like Burger King, and it's not Burger King.
Yeah, Booger King. Okay, hold on.
And what was it? Ignorance, whatever it is.
Oh, you needed something little. Okay, this is my email address if anybody needs to get in touch with me, because I do not have access to my Facebook right now. I did say the other day I'm going to create a new email address. I am going to do that, so this is temporary, because I get a lot of spam in this account, and it makes it hard for me to check my messages constantly. So I'm going to make one just for my YouTube. Okay, so let's carry on a little bit. I want to play this Jeremy Pill video, but Marlena, I would like for you to come back tomorrow evening and go over his whole podcast with me, because he put a ton of information in there, and I think that you may be able to help clear or not clear some of the things that he said. Okay, but all right, here we go. I'd ask you to come back to me, but I'm having company.
And I didn't hear you.
That's why I'm early. I'm getting company tonight, so I won't.
What time tomorrow?
My normal's usually like 8, 9.
Here.
I try at night. Okay.
Now, that's odd. To me, that is very, very odd response to a genuine question from a neighbor that's asking, hey, do you need help or anything we can do? Yeah, I need a 6-pack of Mountain Dew. Let's go on.
I found that odd. Second
CESIMMS.
strange encounter that we had around when Summer went missing. Dawn
2020.
had came down to
2003.
my home. I wasn't there yet, but a few of the
All right, so he said Don Wells came down to his home. So it looks like this neighbor here lives somewhere along Beach Creek. We know that Don and Candace Wells live on the top of Ben Hill Road, go down their driveway, and then Ben Hill Road goes down to Beach Creek Road 347. So this neighbor here had to live somewhere real close to their home or along Beach Creek somewhere.
guys that I work with and my wife were there, and he spoke with them the very next day. And they tell me that his whole conversation was around her being in a better place, her being in a better place, her being in a better place. And they found that odd.
So Don Wells went down to their home the very next day and was speaking about Summer in past tense. She's in a better place. She's in a better place. So, you know, Summer is no longer on this earth. She's no longer alive, according to this guy here. That's what he thinks Don was kind of implying. Let's go on.
Now, once again, we don't know how we'd act in a situation. I'm just giving you some points, giving you some information that I have that no one else has. You can take that for what it's worth, make your own opinions, read into it, don't read into it, whatever. But these are things that we know because of being near the area.
So he, in fact, said that they live near the area of Don and Candace Wells, a neighbor.
From local law enforcement, things like that. Number 3 is 2 or 3 nights later on a rainy night. There's some country roads back through that way. You can there's a back road that you take that comes out there in Kingsport, and it's a traveled road, but it's not traveled a great deal. And the Don and Candace were seen about a mile and a half from their house, pulled over on the side of the road. Very, very, very country road. Dawn was behind the wheel. Candace was out, and she was coming out of the wooded area. Now,
okay, so he says that 2 or 3 days after Summer Wells was reported missing, so 17th, 18th of June, 2021, Don was behind the wheel, and they were seen along a country road between their house and Kingsport, and Candace was coming out of the woods. If this is true, what do you think Candace was doing in the woods there? Were they looking for Summer? Were they getting rid of evidence? Why were they parked along the side of a country road? And which road was it? There's many roads that branch off of 347. Was it 347, which is Beach Creek? Or was it another road on its way to Kingsport, a side road, one of those roads that go into the holler? I wonder what road it is. Let's continue.
she had to use the bathroom. I think she probably could have waited to get home. Maybe not. But
He just said, hey, maybe she was using the bathroom. But you would think, you know, if they're a mile and a half from their home, they would just wait till they go home to use the bathroom. Especially, you know, if you have to go, you got to go. But if you're close to your home, you're just going to wait till you get home. So what was she doing there, if this is all true?
that was strange that they were off in a secluded area, at dark, while it's raining, and Candace Wells was seen coming out of the woods.
So I just want to make a quick comment
Uh-oh.
here. Her Garden came out with this story too, but I think it was because she's seen my content or JLR's content, to be 100% honest with you. And I think she misconstrued it. Where you see Candace was coming out of the woods, Jeremy Pill was the only local that ever came out and said this. I just want to make sure that everybody is well aware of that. Marlena, can I ask you, have you heard that rumored in your community that Candace was seen coming out of the woods?
No, and not until Prayer Garden made it
Okay, well,
present.
this is where it originally came from, just so you know that. This is where Prayer Garden heard it. In my opinion, she hasn't spoken to anybody about it. She doesn't show receipts about that. So I just want to make sure that everybody knows Prayer Garden's a bullshitting liar. And this is where that story came from. Okay,
Prayer
let's continue.
Garden does take a lot of stories and take it and twist it to make herself believe what she wants it
Well,
people to
here,
believe, and
she
it
created.
ain't all the truth.
Yes, I agree. Okay, let's continue. Because I want you to hear about the black truck. I don't know if he says it in this. If it's not, we'll listen to it in the podcast tomorrow night.
Okay.
But a mile and a half away from their home.
So I think law enforcement should talk to this guy here and ask where exactly was that location. Has authorities searched that area? Have they already looked? Have they asked Candace if this is true? Have they questioned Candace about being on the side of the road here, Don driving? Let's go on.
Also, another strange thing was, you've seen pictures of how high, the mountain, the hill going up to their house or whatever. Now, at the bottom of the hill, there's like a field. Now, that field's always grown up. But about a week or less before Summer Wells went missing, Don Wells mowed that down. I mean, I say mowed, hacked it down because it's about chest high with a mow.
So that is
Correct.
assuming that's the bottom.
That's just what I was going to ask you. Had that ever been mowed down before like that? Have you seen that?
No, that is correct. He is right. They just right before that they bush hogged it all.
What did you think of that? Did you think it was odd? Did they tell you why they were doing that?
Okay, I don't know if anybody knows the story or whatever, but my daughter was up there. She was up there to go whatever, to go swimming, whatever they were supposed to be doing that week because I had no car or no nothing. So I couldn't like make a special trip for my daughter. And no, I didn't know that Candace and all of them was doing all this. Let's make that clear. No, I did not that they were doing the things they were doing. Period. So let's just go ahead and stop that rumor there. But the last time I was up there was around my birthday and Mother's Day. Like me and Journey was there. And the only thing was that there was a DCS worker come out of the blue, pulled up on the hill, which all the dogs was raising hell. So I don't see if she got abducted, how the dogs didn't tell because they always barked. Always. Um, the last time, like I said, and I had asked Candace if he had been out on one of his trips to Knoxville. She said, no, not yet. And then it wasn't like 2 or 3 days later, she called me and said, he's gone. He ain't coming home. He's gone to Knoxville and this and that, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And, that's what I said. And, I said, well, I told you it wouldn't be long. She said, yeah, I try to hope for the best and hope he was changing. That's what she said. And I said, well, some people just don't want to change unless they really want to.
Okay,
And
but about the mowing, did that lead into the mowing of the
yeah,
hillside?
just give me a second.
Okay,
And
okay.
but after that I noticed like right after the grandma brought Summer home or brought Journey home. Journey had said something about that field had been mowed. And I was like, what? She's like, yeah, the bottom of the half we went down there and played. I said, how did you play down there? She said, because they mowed it, Mom. And I was like, okay. I said, to watch for snakes and stuff like that. She said, I know, Mom. I was keeping an eye out. And she said that
So
they had
wait,
mowed
wait,
it
wait. Were the
recently.
kids traveling down the side of the hill?
Yeah, it connected to that. They have a walkway down to the side of the hill
Okay,
that
so
goes
do
to
you
that
think
property.
is it dangerous there? Is there a way Summer could have fell off the hillside?
If somebody pushed her, yes.
Like coming down the hill when they were where they would run down where they just mowed? Because that's a thought I had. Maybe the kids were running down there, it was new, and maybe Summer had gotten injured because you hear, and I hate to say this, but you hear Jody Sue say things like the oldest boy said, "What did you do? What did you do?" Candace said to the oldest boy. You know what I mean?
But
So
Candace
I
was mean to those youngins.
was
Candace was
she?
she was mean. She'd smack them wherever she could. She would, just do just stupid stuff. She wouldn't feed them for certain. I mean, when I was there, I fed them kids. I clothed them kids. I hung up their clothes. I did their laundry.
Somebody, I think it was
And
the
let's
other
clear this up
young
too.
lady.
Wait a minute. Let me clear this up. I did not take the picture of Summer Wells on the milk jugs.
I know you didn't. Dude, you could clearly tell that that's Grandis's voice. I have compared it several times, and people will come out here and say, that ain't grandma, that ain't grandma. Well, maybe because she looks burly, but I have heard Grandis speak in news interviews, and if you put the two voices together, they're the same damn voice. That was nobody but grandma in the car that day. I
Yeah,
just
but
want you
I heard
to.
also that Candace said that she requested for the video or the picture that I took. That's not the picture I took, and I never took that picture.
Okay. Do you have any recent pictures of Summer before she
That
went missing?
No, that is the phone that got broke, and yeah, it got smashed, and I didn't have any of them backed up, nothing saved. I didn't have anything, but the police has got everything that was on my phone at that
Okay,
time.
that's good. That's something I wanted to ask you. You had told me, and there's been rumors about it because other creators had brought it out. You had told me that your sister's in law's father was over Summer's case. Can we ask who that was? Is that Pruitt?
No, my sister-in-law's dad or any of them, that's where they get it all mixed up. I'm not Ronnie Lawson's daughter, and she's not Ronnie Lawson's daughter.
Okay.
And her dad is not over the case. So whoever's telling that, that's bullshit.
Okay, well, you said that he was working for the case in my messenger, so that's why I asked, but
I said
it was at
he
the
was
very
there. He was on the
beginning.
ground. He was on the ground looking for her.
Okay. Okay. See how easy it is to clear things up? Okay, so let's finish listening to Jeremy. And Marlena, I do want to thank you for coming up here and doing this with me. I appreciate it. I know yesterday you had some reservations because of what Prayer Garden did. But I want to tell you when you're on my panel, that won't happen. And if I have a problem with you, I will contact you personally and address that problem before I bring it to YouTube and misconstrue shit. You know what I mean? Like
That's
I'm
like
not.
Phoebe. She had no reason until maybe that if Prayer Garden would have PG would have got a hold of me and we'd have talked about this and all that. And yes, I do think she still owes me apology, except not for me, but what she did to get information for Summer because Summer. It was a little girl, so you gonna go out here and sell your boob pictures and offer somebody 10 grand to give you information? That's
Would
not.
you
That's not.
consider Prayer Garden's channel Summer's channel?
No, no. They're nothing but cackling hens. They're nothing but cackling hens, and they tell what they want to tell, and they don't have no proof of any of it. And they take things out of context, and she just makes the story up as she goes, and makes everybody try to believe it.
Did you feel like you was under attack on her panel?
Yes, I did, and
Okay.
she made up the Jimmy Long account. I know she did
That's good to know.
because I really
I
know
believe
Jimmy
that she's
Long.
made up a lot of
Here's the
people, and I believe
information.
Prayer Garden trolls. I believe Prayer Garden is in people's chats.
Well, here's the thing. I wasn't going to tell her that I knew the real Jimmy Long, but I do know the real Jimmy Long. And the comments that he would be commenting in her comments is not him, and that's not what he would say to me. And then when I asked him which cousin he was trying to get into her pants, he gave whoever was typing gave me the wrong answer. So therefore, that is not Jimmy Long.
So let me tell you, I haven't listened to any of that. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I appreciate your saying that, and my audience can figure that out and fill me in. I've been watching, like I haven't been. I've been really busy, kind of in my own life.
I
You
know
know,
what you
like
mean.
a
I've
lot of
got my own
stress.
life and I'm stressed and I'm trying to pick up my pieces and everything is going sideways because everybody's sitting here, taking stuff and twisting it. I live in a car because my camper got stolen.
Hey,
I
Marlena,
have
can I
nowhere to
say
go.
something to you? Can I say one thing to you? And this is important to me that I say it, and it doesn't have anything to do with Summer Wills.
Okay,
I
go
know
ahead.
you were in active addiction. I can hear it in your voice that you're sober now. You can talk, have a straight conversation. I want you to understand that no matter what goes on YouTube, don't take that as a weakness. Don't unalive yourself. Don't start using again, because there are people out here that care, and I don't want to see that for you. I would like to become your friend and talk more about this and hear more about Summer. And I don't want to see you go downhill because of somebody like Prayer Gordon. So please understand that not everybody is out here attacking you, and that there's always a good side and a bad side. You know what I mean? You're always going to have your haters. I've been dealing with it for 3.5 years, and it took a lot for me to learn that. So I just want you to know, please do not use over this. Please. For
Crystal,
me,
I'm not gonna use over this, and I'm not gonna unlive my life. I am going to make my own channel, and I will be speaking the truth from the heart. I'm coming back
yay.
stronger than ever.
And I'm going to help you do that if you want my help.
Yes,
Okay?
ma'am.
And I'm happy that you came out here. I just wanted to make sure that I said that to you, because I don't want to see you. There's so many in Summer's case who have passed away,
And
who
that
are
was
at
the plot. That was the plot because I found a thing on Hackle was talking to somebody, and it was on TikTok. I think it was Ziggy had posted it up. And Hackle was part of that and said it made him sick. And they wrecked the other day. He's in ICU or was in ICU. No, he's in an ICU step down. And you know what? That boy got killed. That other boy got killed. So I'm just wondering if Dawn and them's really are plotting and getting rid of the competition or the people that knows anything.
It's a question. It's a question. I mean, do you know what caused the wreck? Did they say anything? That's so sad. My prayers go out to there. I won't cover it. I haven't covered it. I've been asked to cover it, but I'm going to wait. Their family needs some healing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's not.
they lost that boy lost his dad 2 weeks prior to the day that he died.
Mm.
So therefore, yeah, they need prayers and they need some space and they need some time before anybody tries to even start to cover that.
Yeah, I would ask other creators to be mindful of the pain that that family's going through. And I would ask them to please not even reach out to them. Just leave them be. Like healing, you don't know how people grieve. And now we're hearing there was another death, and Haskell himself. No, yeah,
No,
Haskell.
Haskell's
Oh,
stepson.
who's in the ICU?
Haskell is in the ICU step down.
Haskell himself is in the ICU step down. We've only heard him talk once on Ziggy's. We don't know the whole story. We know how these people misconstrue shit. I don't think it would be fair or right to even attempt to reach out to that family in their time of grief. So I'm going to ask you, for my heart, please don't even attempt it. Just let them get over the death of their loved one, and let them heal. Okay? Let the police handle that if they think anything's to it. I don't.
I like how you have a good heart.
Thank you. Another question I do have for you, though, since we're talking about Haskell, is Chad. Can you give me your thoughts on Chad Arnold being there that day? They've changed the time. It went from like 3 o'clock, then it was 4:30. Like they have all these times. But before you answer that, let me state to you that Fred Hill's sister, Karen, had told me that there was an accident. They don't know what it was, but a guide wire to a telephone pole had gone down at the same time, around the same time, that Jody Sue hears a noise and wakes up from a nap and texts Dawn, and that Chad Arnold was in the area. If it goes by I have to look at the times. I don't want to give the wrong times, but to me, they all connected. So, what is your thoughts of Chad Arnold, the human he is? I feel like some of the things that his sister said about him to me, Fred's sister, to me, and to I just feel like they could have been fabricated.
They
If you
were
know what I'm
fabricated.
saying.
They were.
He's
They
never
were.
gonna come out and talk. So do you
They
know
were.
anything about that?
No, I don't know, and I haven't got to talk to Chad on my own time to ask him certain questions, but when I do, I will let you know. But no, I haven't got to ask Chad about anything about that day, and I'm going to. It's just I haven't got, there yet to do that. So
All right. Well,
therefore, I'm
before
not going
you
to say
do,
anything.
listen, before you do, can I somehow an email? If you email me, I'll get your email address. I just put it in the chat. I'll do it again before I get on, or I'll put it in my
I got
community.
it. I
But
got it.
could I send you a few things for you to show him? Like things that people had said that maybe he would be willing to respond to?
Yes, sure.
Okay. Because that would be a great help. And I think it would clear a ton of stuff up because Chad's a big puzzle piece to this on YouTube because of Fred, just like you and your dad. You know what I mean? We wouldn't have
Hmm.
known about y'all if it wasn't for certain people coming out here and talking. And when people are not coming out and talking back, it doesn't help clear information up. And to me, Chad's another one. It's an active addiction, and it may be hard for him to do that, to come clear his name on here. But he hasn't been arrested by the police. He hasn't been named by the police, and
He's
we
been
don't even know
questioned
for
by the
a fact.
police. He
Oh,
has
he
been
has.
questioned for. Yes, he has.
Okay. So, do we know for sure was he on Ben Hill that day?
I don't really know. Like I said, I'm not going to
Okay.
elaborate on that
Well,
because
that would
I
make,
don't
I'll
know.
just send you a list of questions and some things that maybe
Yes,
you
and
can
I
ask.
will take them. I will take them in consideration, and I will ask him.
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. Because I think that would clear a lot of stuff up over here on YouTube, at
Yes.
least to try.
And
Okay.
if
Well,
I
let
can
me,
get if I can get an interview with him, I will share that with you so you can put it up
okay.
because I'm going to try to get my page up. So if I
If
can
you
get him
get
to
your
talk to me
YouTube up
about
and
those,
you're able to talk to these locals, that would be amazing. If you're trusting enough to talk to the locals that have been spoken about, that would clear so much information up, Marlena. I can help you. And I can help you come up with a good idea for your channel to do just that, you know?
yes.
So
And I'm
we'll
going to
be
go
active
also
with you.
record some of these pieces in the hollers and all that and blah blah blah.
And that's what we have needed this whole time. That's what people don't understand. We need the locals to help. What we don't need is people like Krama and Gavel and Dolly and Ryan and all those people going up there, stepping on people's property, searching, maybe tampering or adding evidence that wasn't supposed to be there. That's not safe. If you get the locals who trust the area, love their area, care for their area, and don't want to see nothing
Like
bad
me,
happen to
if
their
they would
area.
have asked me, if somebody would have come to me and asked me to do all this, and to begin with, we'd already had this up, and it would already been, people would have been able to see because most of those locals down there, I am local down that way, so that
Right.
means that everybody knows my father, everybody knows that he was a good man, all that. They would
And
have
there's a lot
volunteered to
of,
talk
like,
to
where I
me.
live in my community, there's a lot of people that don't, like, if there's something that goes on, that don't want to come out and speak. And they would prefer for somebody who's more feisty, like Marlena, to do so. You know what I mean? Like right now, I'm speaking on behalf of a community that I'm from that I think connects to all of this, truthfully. And ain't nobody on my page shutting me up except for the ones I'm accusing. You understand what I'm saying? Like that people want their neighborhoods cleaned up. They don't want their neighborhoods to be a mess and the people to die from drugs and things like that. But it's not going to help when you bring strangers in there. You have a missing child in a neighborhood and you're bringing people that people don't know into an area where there's a missing child. And any of those people that are coming up there, like Ernie Shell, for instance, he's now saying that he's being investigated for missing children. He was on Candace's property. Could you imagine if Journey was playing in Fred Hill's yard because they're cousins and we're having a family reunion and Ernie Shell came up and snatched Journey? Do you understand how important it is for YouTubers not to go into that area and search and take it upon themselves to pretend that they're the police and record? No, you don't. That area lives in anxiety because there is a missing child.
First child that's been missing down there in any time of this life before I was born or
Well, no,
after
we
I was
got
born. This
Carly
is the
Trent.
only child that's ever been missing that I know
Carly
of.
Trent was pretty close, but her circumstances were much different. It was an
Uh-huh.
uncle, and they
That's
knew her.
Rogersville. That's on down.
Yeah. Jody said they were searching on fields for her. So that's why I
Yeah,
said
that's
that.
why they asked me about the Trents then, huh? It's because I
Yeah.
used to be with a boy named Trent, and that's way down in like off of old 70. It's way down in there. And that ain't the
Okay.
same family members.
No. And that's another thing too. That little girl, his story has been going on and on and on, and she was victimized. So I feel like everybody that continuously talks about, and I just did, but everybody that continuously talks about that little girl's getting older now, and she's starting to hear it, and y'all need to stop. And I'm sure that Summer being missing affects her too. You people don't understand how this affects the community. And that little girl was kidnapped.
And
So
then
I'm
my little
sure that
girl's in the
she
mix,
has.
and then all of them's talking about my little girl, and they know where. I mean, most of them knows about where she's at. That's in that community, and they're doing everything they can to keep her safe and keep her protected. Plus, I've stepped up police enforcement around my daughter so that nobody could take off with my daughter because that's what a good mama does. Even though she don't have her, she makes sure that she's safe. And I will get out here and I will defend my
Well, with
daughter,
all
and I
these
will.
YouTubers, how do you feel about all these YouTubers coming out here talking about your daughter and then visiting Ben Hill? How does that make you feel?
That makes me feel very uneasy, and it pisses me off.
Have you heard feelings in the community? How does it make the community feel that YouTubers are just coming and stepping on property out there?
They don't like it. And back in the day, if some of the old heads was still been there, they would have got shot.
I
Because you don't
mean,
just turn around in somebody's driveway, or you just don't come in on stomping on somebody's driveway. They would have shot you. They would have shot you.
I think it's dangerous, and I think it's rude, and I think it's an uneducated decision.
It is
I
an
don't, if
uneducated
you're not
decision.
asked to go there by the police and search, that is not your job to do. If you're not asked to go there and take scream tests from Jody Sue's Hill to the Wells Hill, then you shouldn't do it. I think it's grotesque, and I think it scares the community. I've spoken to David Britt. I like David Britt. I like David Britt a lot, and
I know who he is too.
I've spoken to David, him and Crystal's son. David, I have a little bit of an interview with his dad, and David chimes in on a panel, but you can hear in his heart his anxiety about his friend Summer being missing. Do you understand? You're scaring the children in the community. It doesn't help. They're babies. Like, y'all need to quit going to Beach Creek. If you want to do a vigil, fine, do it at the horse pond. Do one vigil, not one with Robin, not one with this person, not one with Krama. It should be a gathering of people that care for this baby. What you're showing is separation and divide in a missing person's case. And this is a child. Do you think that this baby would want that? Let's think about that. An innocent child. Do you think that this is what Summer would want after she goes missing or in an afterlife if that's the case?
No.
I don't. And I don't think that anybody that has gone to Beach Creek as a YouTuber has respected that baby. And that's my problem. I'm sorry.
And let's
All
just
right.
clear this up too. PG said that I've been at Morrison Cemetery. I've not been there not one time since Summer has passed, or whatever happened to her, with her missing, or whatever's going on with Summer. That we're all trying to. I think that there's certain ones that are really
Listen,
down for
I'm
Summer, and
going
then
to
there's
agree
certain
with
ones just to
Jody.
get the clicks and the views. But
I'm
I have
going
never
to,
been to Morrison Cemetery. But yes, I do go to Light Cemetery because that's where half of my family's buried.
you know what? Karen Renfro sends me pictures. She goes to the cemetery like almost every day with her dogs, with her daughter. And she used to, when she was talking to me, I don't know what the hell her deal is right now, but she sends me pictures of her family all the time. And there's beautiful pictures of her in the cemetery with her family. People visit their family. Like if you had family there, they're going to say, oh, you took Summer because you went to visit your family in the cemetery. Like you're making the community members not even able to go to their cemeteries and visit their family members. Do you understand that? I mean, you have to know that that's horrid. That's a horrible thing. And something else I want to say concerning Morris Cemetery. That grave was opened up 3 days after Summer went missing. Jody Sue Brown is absolutely correct when she says that the police were all fucking parked down there. They would have seen somebody burying Summer. Y'all need to stop. It needs to stop. It's rumors. It's a narrative. It's fake. The police would have been there when that grave was opened and somebody was buried in it. And you are decimating that person's family members right now every time you talk about it. Please stop. Then that person's family lost somebody too. Y'all are fucked up. I'm sorry. Let's listen to Jeremy before I go the F off the handle. I'm sorry, Marlena.
You're okay, baby. It's the truth. It's the
On
truth.
their
You're
property,
speaking the
Don
truth.
and
They
Candace-
need to shut up.
Right.
Well,
They don't
Ben Hill
know
Road
shit.
on their
Shut up.
Yep. All right. I'm going to put this back on.
property down
Okay.
there by that shed. The shed that I posted a video about that shed. Other people that have been following this case, YouTubers, have posted about that shed. Right there at the shed, it's a field. It's a field to the right, to the left is the woods, and then going up the hill to their home. There's a big field there, and there's a small little dirt type, roadway that can go to that shed from Beach Creek. So he's saying that Don Wells mowed and hacked down that area before Summer Wells was reported missing. Let's go on.
That's the first and only time that field has ever been mowed. That field sits at the base of that very hill that he come out and said that he feels like someone took her down that hill and then it had to went through that field and off to wherever.
So yes, it confirms out of his mouth that right there by that shed, Don mowed that area. Why? If it's true. Remember, if it's true. Let's go on.
Also, the Ranger, black, older model Ford Ranger that was seen in the area, we were told by law enforcement, we turned in that clue. We were told by law enforcement that was that truck was there. It was at the end of Ben Hill Road picking up an automotive part.
Okay, so.
All right. So, Marlena, this is where this gets tricky for me. I'm glad it was in this video. However, he has more info on that in his podcast. And I want to listen to that tomorrow still. That black Ford Ranger, Fred Hill's father owned a black Ford Ranger. I find it funny that this guy's saying it was down there picking up an automotive part. There's a woman named TT that comes on here. You may know her in real life. She's from your area. I'm not going to put her real name out here. But
repeat that
she
again.
also
Sorry.
sent me pictures of a black Ford Ranger up on Chimney Top Loop, and it matches to me Fred Hill's family. I don't know why she sent it to me, but it matches to me Fred Hill's family's black truck. Now Ellie will come on.
Did you
to
say
my
Chimney Top Loop?
Yes.
Oh shit.
Do you want me to finish, or do you want to say something or not say nothing and just wait?
I'm just gonna say, just go on.
Okay, so TT sends me this picture of this black Ford Ranger up on Chimney Top Loop. I go on to ask Ellie about it, and Ellie tells me that Fred had no access to that truck, but Fred's on here saying that the truck, he drove it all the time, and I'm kind of curious why. Like, I know we're all looking for a red truck. To be honest with you, what if a red truck means nothing, and it was just somebody in the area? What if there was another vehicle from the area that helped Summer get gone? And this black Ford Ranger bothers me. Jeremy Pill talking about it bothers me. Jeremy Pill saying it didn't belong down there, it was picking up an automotive part, bothers me when Ronald Hill had a black Ford Ranger that they all fucking drove. All of them. The sisters, Laura, Fred. Am I correct, Marlena?
Yes, ma'am.
So I have problems with this. This black truck has bothered me, and I have tried to bring it out and speak about it. I have been quieted about it, but I feel like somebody needs to look more into what happened to Fred Hill's father's truck. And in my opinion, I feel Fred Hill's father's truck needs to be looked into. We also hear Fred say it hit on my driveway behind my truck. Do you guys understand where I'm going? What truck did a cadaver dog or a scent dog hit? Behind what kind of truck was it sitting in his driveway that day? Was it the black Ford Ranger? Is it being overlooked? My opinion. Just something to think about. Marlena, I'll let you sit on a chimney top loop thing because I heard that in your voice. Just if you know something, go to the police. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I'm going to finish him here.
So at the beginning of this investigation, they were looking for that truck. That truck. According to this guy, who I'm assuming is the neighbor, said that they're the ones that reported the truck. They're the ones that reported the truck. And as he just said, the truck was at the end of Ben Hill Road getting an auto part. Well, you know, there is a house at the end of Ben Hill Road. The neighbor, the Chambers, was it just like a transaction going on there for an auto part that the guy was just there?
Do you see the misconstruing of the neighbors, the Chambers? Nobody was at the fucking Chambers. Nobody was at the Chambers picking up an automobile part. It was at Fred Hill's. But yet,
They shouldn't have been at
JLR,
Jody Chambers. Hey, let me say something. They shouldn't have been at Jody Chambers looking for any kind of part because Jody Chambers does not sell parts to the vehicles. So let's put it that way.
so there you go. You just heard it from Marlena. This would have been Fred's property. Do you understand? Somebody was down there picking up a part in a black Ford Ranger. In my opinion, that's bullshit. And this is why I have concerns about the Dykes and Pell. This right here, this little statement, the black truck, is what makes me have concerns because of other things people have sent me about the black truck. If you know what I'm saying. So, just something to consider. All right.
But if you think about it, and this goes back to you thinking about it, Donnie, in 3 interviews, Donnie had said something about somebody sitting at the end of Ben Hill Road. Them were waiting on Summer.
He has. You're right.
More than one time.
I've heard him say it. He has said that. You know, they were down there sitting and they grabbed her and put her in the. As a matter of fact, I think I just listened to something this morning where he said it, or last night. You're right. Absolutely right. Dawn has said that.
He
On
said
the
it
news
multiple
and
times.
everything. Stop it. She just said she doesn't want to answer it, DJ Smith, and that if she knew anything, she'd go to the police. You heard it in her voice. So please stop. Don't put her on the attack. We're not going to do that. We're not going to switch things up. We're not going to change anything. We're going to hope that if Marlena knows something, she's going to say the right thing, and I'm not going to put it on my channel. I didn't expect that reaction from you. So I get it. But don't come over here on the attack because I will fucking get your ass out of here quicker than shit, or I'll fuck with you. She just said that's something she doesn't want to talk about online. And I don't blame her. We're not going to fucking force her to. Do you understand? And if you don't like it, get the fuck out of my chat.
There to pick up, or a girl in the truck to pick up a part. It has nothing to do with the Summer Wells case. Let's go on and keep listening about this.
Also, I was told by law enforcement that whether the scent, I've seen several places that say a dog picked up the scent and it ended. I've been told a fairly credible source that that was not the case. Also,
so he's saying no scent. No scent. You know, we've heard stories about scents going off the property, down the hill of Ben Hill onto down the home of Don and Candace Wells from their home down to Ben Hill Road. According to this guy, it's not true. He's saying he has law enforcement sources. This is, again, most likely a neighbor. He's claiming he reported the truck, and Don went to his house the next day. So is this guy telling the truth? Let's go on.
when the FBI came and talked with people in the area, the two questions they wanted to know were, have you seen anything abnormal? Did you see anything abnormal that day or the ordinary? And number two was, what type of people were Candace and Don Wells?
I'll be right back. I'm going to turn my water off.
So FBI is asking neighbors and people in the community around the home of Don and Candace Wells what type of people Don and Candace Wells are. Trying probably to get a profile of Don and Candace Wells, their character, nature and characteristics of an individual, to get a profile of them, asking people around their home about them.
These are some strange things that we know from being close to the area where Summer Wells went missing. What do you think about these?
Okay, so what do you think about what this guy said? All right, so you heard from this individual, assuming it is a neighbor. He provided a lot of insight about the Summer Wells case, what transpired.
Okay, that's all I had to show, just that little bit of pill. But I would like for you to come over tomorrow because he has more information on that black truck and things, and you don't have to answer it. I just want to make sure you hear it as a local. You know what I mean? So maybe tomorrow, well, definitely tomorrow night. If you want to come up, I'll make it for 9 o'clock and we can go over that. But I'm going to end this here, Marlena. I appreciate it so
I'm supposed to
much.
go see my daughter tomorrow for Easter, so I
Oh,
might have to
tomorrow.
get ready. Tomorrow is
Well,
Easter,
if not
so
tomorrow, we can do it Monday. What do you think? You want to do it Monday? Monday, 9 o'clock. I'll go live and you can come up and we'll go over his, what was the name of it? Oh, so I forget. I have it. I'll just pull it back up and we'll just listen to it. But it's like a 2-hour podcast,
well,
you know?
I should be back. But if we want to do it tomorrow night, we can, because I should be back out of the creek by 9 o'clock.
Okay. That sounds good. All right. And please remember to ask about Rosemary Stanley. I would love to know where it is she connects. I have pictures of me and Karen Renfro together when I was a child down in Miami.
Rosemary Stanley?
Yes, Stanley Elliott. Her maiden name is Elliott.
ELLIT?
Elliot, like Karen Elliott. I believe she's related to Fred Hill and Karen. And I believe
Well,
that's why
Fred Hill said that we're kin. Well, people say that I'm kin to Fred on his dad's side. I don't know how that is because his dad's from Virginia, but his mom is from down there. So if I'm kin to Fred anyway, then I guess we may be, if the circle intertwines.
You know what? I do have another night, another time. If you can make, I'd like to have you up a third time. I'd like to ask you some questions. I have some inside information from somebody who knew Earl Taylor, but I would like to ask you a few questions if you know anything about Clesta.
No. He's dead. No, he's dead and he's off limits.
Well, do you think that his case may connect to Summers because he died the day after Summer?
No, he did not know Summer Wells or any of that.
Okay, but Clesta, what about Clesta? Because Clesta was with him the night he passed away.
No, she was not.
Okay.
And
I'll
it's
let you
Celeste.
disagree.
And no, she was not.
Told me different. One of your family members told me different.
Who is that, Loretta?
Nope.
Because they're lying. Because I got the phone call that my cousin was dead, and I'm the one that went and told her. So there's the proof.
It was actually a Greg. that told me. I'll give you
Hold my
that.
head and heels.
It was a Greg that I
And
spoke
that's not a
to.
family member. Andrea Gregg. And she ain't my
Mm.
damn family member.
Okay, well, I'll
We'll
just
talk
say it.
behind the scenes to that. I just appreciate that if we don't put it out there like that, because Celesta is with me and she does get very offended over that, because that is her kid's
Well, I don't
dad.
want
And
her
that's
to. I don't want her to. That's my problem. I want to clear anything in my mind because I'm not worried about Clesta, but I was also told he was with a man named Cecil, and that
but
Cecil
see
has been
that.
lying to the
Well, that
police.
hurts her kids. If they get on here and all of her kids, that's still kind of trauma
No, I
to her.
don't want to get into. I don't want to get into her relationships. I know about them, but I don't want to get into them. My questions for her is about the Cecil guy.
Oh, okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
We could talk behind scenes to that, and if she wants to talk to you, then you can take it from there. Let's put it that
That's
way.
That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. Because my questions aren't about her. They're about another man that he was with.
Oh, and since you brought that up, I'm going to clear something up.
Okay.
Celeste's husband was Earl Taylor, which was my second cousin. Let's just clear this up
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
He was killed tragically,
Mm-hmm.
unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
She was married to him almost 30 some years. That was not Earl was not her boyfriend. It was her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had split up and was filing for divorce. My brother and Earl had a long talk or whatever it was about, and he was fine with my brother being with her. So therefore,
You know what? And that's exactly who that other person I spoke to, that's exactly what she said. And that's why I never went on after Clesta, because she told me that the family still spoke. They were good. And
But
that,
my brother did not kill Earl. My brother did
no,
not harm Earl. He
he
was not
wasn't even
around.
with them. He wasn't with them.
She
But there
wasn't
was
even with
another
them.
man, with him who is lying about being with
Josh Willis.
him. I was told it was the Cecil guy.
But there's also Josh Willis.
Okay, let's do this behind the scenes. I don't want to bring more clusterfuck.
But
You
no,
know what I
that's
mean?
what I was going to say. Before they get it all twisted out and saying that my brother killed him and da 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 da, all of that stuff that y'all are hearing is not true. So
Yeah,
don't
that's
believe
not true.
anything that you say, anybody says anything about that. And some YouTubers need to be careful about using that name, because she has texted several and told them to keep it out of their mouth. And yes, she will go to the police and press charges, because that is her husband, that is her kid's dad, and you all need to be respectful and not do that.
Well, I'm the one that brought that out because of Summer. You know what I mean? And then people started
Correct. That's
twisting and making up
understand.
stories, and I just let it go. I quit covering it totally because I seen what they were doing, and because I had talked to Angela. You know what I mean? And you are exactly confirming everything she said to me. So you're saying the exact same thing that this woman said to me. So there's no lies to what Marlena is saying right here. I just want to make sure all of
They
you know.
didn't. He didn't know, even Summer and Celeste didn't know Candace or them. And I mean, we've met one time in the grocery store, or met her one time in the grocery store, and that's it.
You
There has not been
do
in
you
no,
think?
never been up on that
Because
hill. There's not no connection whatsoever.
Well, here's my thing, because I did cover Earl Taylor, and because it was the day after Summer, and I know what Greene County it happened in, but I want justice for Earl just as much as anybody else does. And that's what I told Angela. And
She was part of it, by the way.
well, let's not do that here.
Well, no,
Okay.
I'm just saying what is a fact. She is part of it. They are looking into her, and it is still an active case.
On Earl, they're looking in Earl with
Yes,
her.
yes. It's still an active case.
It is very active. That's why I still want to cover it, and that's why I was hoping to talk to you call her
Celeste.
Celeste.
It's
Okay.
Celeste.
It's spelled. She has a really pretty spelling to her name.
It's hard to say. It's hard to say because everybody gets it all wrong, and I'm like,
I thought it was Clesta.
no,
Clesta.
it's Celeste.
Okay. But I want to make sure that this man also gets justice because his case
And he
is still
needs it.
open. He
He
needs it.
needs it.
So that's why I brought Earl Taylor out. It wasn't to cause confusion in Summer's case, although it's the day after Summer goes missing. Of course, you're going to ask that. But I always, when I see something and I see that it needs to be covered, I try to cover it, but I don't want the things that aren't facts coming out, which is why I never said who I spoke to about it and what the exact details were. But I do have concerns about the Cecil guy after something she had told me.
Well, I mean,
And
she has the details, and that's something that if she wants to talk to you
if
about,
she
and
wants
if
to
she
share
asks you
whatever
not
she wants,
to,
if she wants me to help get justice for him, I'm 100% in. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, and I'm saying that if she decides, hey, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to talk to you, then be
Oh, I'm
respectful and
fine
let
with
it go.
that. I'm fine with that because she's grieving too. She has children to
She's still
him.
grieving. She grieves every day over him.
I
They were
lost
together 30 years. It's hard.
yeah. So, and I don't want to attack her, but I did have some questions and I want to, I have you on my panel, so why not take the chance? I don't
You've got my
know.
email, and anything that you want to ask, I'm not
Yeah,
sure
well,
if she'll get
I
up
don't
on a
have your
panel.
email. I don't have your email, but I put mine in the chat. I'll put it in my community post. But yesterday in my comment section, I also gave you my phone number. So if you want to
I didn't
take
go
that
back. I didn't
and
go back.
save
So
it, yeah. If you want to go back and save it and put it in your phone, that would be great. And you can call me and we can talk further about
yes,
that
ma'am.
stuff. All right, but I'm gonna get off of here, Marlena. Thank you for coming up, chat.
You're
Sorry I
welcome.
sort of ignored you today. It ain't even tonight. I'm used to coming on in the evening. But I'm sorry for ignoring you guys. You know how I am when I have somebody on panel, and to me, Marlena is important. And I think that she needs to be heard without being twisted. And that's what they did. And I want to make sure that Marlena also stays sober and that we help her to do that. And we don't try to bring her down and harm herself as Prayer Garden is doing. That broke my heart. And I just want everybody to know that. Fuck a Prayer Garden. Okay? Fuck a Prayer Garden. She's the Antichrist. She ain't God shit. And her channel ain't about fucking Summer neither. Oh, there we go. Shay will attack me. Sorry. Her channel is not about Summer either. It's about her and twisting things. And
And
it
she's
pisses me off.
and she says that she's Christian and she practices the same religion as Dawn and all that. Well, if
Oh,
you're a
look, here we
Christian, you
go.
don't get on there and raise hell and cuss like that. Sorry.
Here we go. Those pictures are of a minor. The kid went on to be a successful artist. A picture with, hold on, let me come back to this. A minor made these pictures. Is that what she's saying? I'm showing these pictures and a minor made it. Well, then we definitely need to look into you for Summer Wells, Shay. Because if you're allowing a minor to draw carrots and cucumbers and pineapples in and on an ass with cuts all over a woman's body that says the oven's ready and a peach inside of the mouth, then we got some real fucking problems.
Shay. I don't know who Shay
Minors
is.
should
Is she
not
a
be
YouTuber?
drawing that.
Is
Get
Shay
the
a
fuck out of
YouTuber?
my chat. She's getting blocked. I'm done with Shay.
Is
Goodbye. I
Shay a
let you speak now
YouTuber?
for yes, Shay's Safe Place, and she's a horrible YouTuber. She has attacked Jody Sue in ways nobody would ever be able to understand. And I'm not saying Jody Sue's innocent or perfect, but if I say that Shay's attacks are wrong, then I get attacked for being a Jody Sue supporter, which is absolutely not the fucking truth. You know what I mean? But Shay gets down and dirty, and she's worse than Prayer Garden, in my opinion. Her channel's named Shay's Safe Place. I think it should be called Shay's Abuse Corner. But with that note, I'm going to let you guys all go. Marlena, thank you for being here so much. I will talk to you tomorrow night.
Thank you
We'll
for
go
being
over
in my
the other
corner,
Zoom.
and thank you for being in my corner, and letting people know that I'm not as bad as people think I am, because they
And we're
twisted
not going to
everything.
make
And
you,
thank you
and
for
on my
believing me.
channel, we're not going to make you feel any damn worse neither, because I think that's ridiculous. I'll never want to hear you say you want to unalive yourself again. Do you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you have a friend, call me if you feel that way. All right.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
gave you my number. All right, guys. Peace and love. I will see you guys tomorrow night, 9 o'clock with Marlena. We're going to go over the Jeremy Pell podcast again for like the third time. Okay.
Bugs,
Thank you,
can you send
Marlena.
me his podcast information in? I will message you. I will
I
email
will,
you.
but you're going to have to give me a couple hours because I'm getting company and I got to clean my house. That's why I went live
That's
early.
fine. I mean, I just want to be able to go through some of it before, tomorrow and like,
Yeah, I'll send you, you know
so
what I'll do? Where we were commenting yesterday, I'll send you a link. I'll go find one of the ones where I covered it and I'll send you a link to one of my lives and you'll be able to hear
okay.
it.
All right.
All right, guys. All right.
Thank
Peace
you.
and love. Happy Easter Eve. Everybody enjoy your families tonight. Bye.
Bye. Oh, good.